Last time on Slay the Princess, was she gonna cut off her arm?
She is. I'm sure of it.
And now we continue. Chapter 2. The Tower.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Is this not the same story? But it's chapter 2.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna slay her. Getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Well, these are all saying that. But yeah, but I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Well, yeah, I get that.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You
Fine,
know I can
well,
hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Well, apparently you don't know the secret that I died. Unless you do and you're pretending.
What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Well, it's hard when I lost. I lost to a princess in a fight, and I had a knife and she was chained. I think I'm right to hesitate this time. Let's assume I'm telling the truth. All this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Partially. I tried to slay the princess. Yes, I hesitated. But who wouldn't?
Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die.
You couldn't have said it better myself.
What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
I have something better than a knife?
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Well, I mean, I guess, maybe.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
But now it's called the Tower. Is she in a tower now instead of the basement?
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
I assume it wasn't a rewind.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I don't know. Everything went black.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Who knows? I was dead. I have no idea. I don't know either way.
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
Well, I don't agree with that, but okay.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Well, thank you. I hope I can get it this time, because... Yes. Well, she did just defend herself. That is fair. And I don't actually know if the world did end. But I think I'm ready to try now. You know, I died. So... Let's talk about this princess. No, let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just try.
A warning before you go any further.
Oh, you didn't do this last time.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. I don't know about the lies. She didn't really, she was just vague.
We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Look, I died. I think I'm within my rights.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying.
Yeah, you're being annoying.
Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't
that was me.
pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Wait, what? Pledge myself to her? That wasn't even an option last time, as far as I can tell.
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Okay, I think I'm ready this time. I think I got it.
If that's
Alright, let's
what
go.
you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Yeah, I'm just a faceless person with weirdly big hands and claws.
The interior of the cabin
Whoa.
is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
This is not the cabin from the last time. My assumption was right.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, well,
Why do we feel so small?
has she gotten
We
bigger?
don't feel small. We are small.
Wait a minute. Do I have two voices now? You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. What? Approach them. I'm not gonna just go. I'm gonna ask about it first.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Crap.
There's definitely a mirror.
Yeah.
There isn't.
You're wrong.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
Jeez, who brought this guy?
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
Okay, well.
Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
It sounds to me like you're encouraging me to go up to the mirror. Is that what I'm hearing?
Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
I'm sure it's grotesque looking at my cursor.
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
Must we look different to him? I don't know, actually. Care about whether I'm being lied to. Yeah. Well, I'm not being lied to. I think he just doesn't see it. That's yeah. I don't like any of these options. I'm gonna look at the mirror. I do want to know what I look like, actually.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Am I not in the mirror? Oh, crap. No. Okay.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Well, I got slimy lizard hands, so I probably look pretty ridiculous.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Okay, well, I guess that takes care of that. I don't like what that insinuates. Yeah, this whole cabin is different than
Maybe
last
that's
time.
because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Ah, well, you can't see, so. I'll take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Wow, can I not have a better weapon? Got a tiny little prick. Little prickly.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice.
The voice of the broken is saying this?
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Okay, she's different than last time.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time.
Nope.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
Well, this isn't me speaking, this is just... Wait a minute. There's two different voices? Are we like two voices in one person?
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
True, I guess. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
This is definitely different.
The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
I couldn't beat the last tiny princess, let alone this one.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
I wonder if the narrator sees the same princess we do.
The little bird has returned to me.
Oh.
I wonder what he wants.
She remembers me. Of course she does.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
Alright, I can't hesitate this time.
Drop it.
No.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
Did I click the wrong button? Or did I just...
But we didn't drop it. We decided to
yeah.
grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us?
Exactly.
I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us.
Oh, God.
You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Jeez, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's gonna make me kneel.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
I'm doomed.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Why, I tried to talk last time.
The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs.
The narrator not hear this?
I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
I messed up, didn't I?
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
I can't resist.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson.
Well, I mean, if we all die, does it matter?
You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
Yeah.
He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her?
Tiny little dagger isn't going to do much.
Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done.
I mean, I could try, but it's not going to do much.
The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
Alright. Well, yeah. I think we got this. We can do this, right? Yeah. Just gotta psych myself up. Alright. Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean... Yeah. You know what? Let's just go for it. Right? Can I grab the knife? I can't grab the knife? Why? No. Fine. Exactly. Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Well, you're stubborn. You're stubborn. You can do whatever you want. Fine. Okay, what would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
No, we can't do that. Exactly, yeah, if you're so powerful, can't you just break him yourself?
Of course she can.
Ah, shut up.
It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
Who is this guy?
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do.
That's ridiculous. You're bluffing.
The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
So she's only interested in story.
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
Well, that's not true. Even though you are large and intimidating.
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
The end?
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Can we try the leaving thing again? I think that was actually a good plan. I think that was a good plan. Can I leave now? Yeah. I don't care. Yeah. I can't let you do that.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Needle?
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here.
What?
Don't know what she's planning.
Oh, the knife?
I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
Okay.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Well, no, yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea. What? Oh, jeez. Okay.
You reach
sure.
forward and grasp the blade.
I got it.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Like, the more I listen to her, the worse it is.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna kneel here forever. Can I choose that one, please?
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce.
Like the more she says things that I have to do, the more I succumb to her.
The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
No.
What?
Yeah. No, yeah, what?
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
It's gonna make me do it, isn't it? No. I'm gonna die again. I'm dead.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
No.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
I agree. Yes.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward.
Yes.
One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson.
We at least gotta try.
Plunge that knife into your lungs.
This doesn't help us.
I'm sorry.
No.
Don't. As
Dude!
you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility.
My little knife has blood on it.
Blade
Why?
slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those
Dude,
are
resist.
just words. You don't have to listen to her.
I agree, man.
She wants you. Heroic.
No,
What
who
do
are
do?
you?
Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you.
I agree.
I'm on it.
Yes,
Your
good.
other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs.
Jeez.
But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop
God.
to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece. At least for now.
I can't slay her if I'm freaking damaged.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god.
How are you gonna get released if I'm dead anyway?
It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
No.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
No, I'm not giving in.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
I'm not just gonna.
You know, this would be a lot easier
Die
if
like
you
a
gave
wuss.
us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
Jeez, who is this guy?
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt.
No.
She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Why do I have two voices? Can I just get rid of you?
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat.
Jeez, am I even gonna survive?
The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Mommy?
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. but something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
Jeez.
There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
I mean, that sounds nice, but,
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it?
maybe for
Yes,
you.
how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this.
Yeah, I agree.
At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Sorry, but she's feeding into what I like, and it's not easy. I gotta try.
No. Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a
that's a deep
decisive
cut.
blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees.
You say you're a god, but you still bleed.
But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
Nice.
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
Okay. Yeah.
We can do this.
Yeah, we got this, man.
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly.
Nice.
You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg
Dude,
for
can I
forgiveness.
kick him out of my brain?
Shut up.
Yeah.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
I don't know the consequences of anything.
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks.
God.
Numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest.
I feel like I
Your
was already
body is
dead anyway.
crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
Oh,
The
no.
princess has been nothing but cruel to you.
Exactly.
You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Well, you're broken, so I can't really, can't fix you, man.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine.
There's probably a lot of pain, yeah.
She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
No, well, it's better this way than just me.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
I suppose not.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something.
It's worth more than my life, I guess.
I guess.
Right.
Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.